before we show you how to use the Soil Moist in the pot, we think it's nice to show you outside the pot what the Soil Moist does. As you know, it absorbs the water when you water the plant, and it releases it again when the plant needed it most. So I put a little bit of Soil Moist on both of the saucers, and I'm going to add some water to one of the saucers, and that way you can see what it does. If you like to plant your own little planter or big planter, but make sure before you start that you have the right flowers for the right area. If you have a lot of sun, make sure you got some sun-tolerant flowers. If you have a lot of shade, make sure you got some shade-loving flowers. Makes sense, of course. Also make sure you got a good potting soil, a light potting soil that drains well. Something like a Pfeffert or a Bacto Light, that are all good potting soils. Great for planters or hanging baskets.
Okay, today here at Myers Plants and Pottery, we're going to try to show you something that you can do to help you with your watering and your plants in this heat. We're going to use a product called Soil Moist. What this product will do is here is before, here is after. It absorbs the water and it releases the water back to the plant as it dries out. So we're going to show you 2 or 3 ways to use it, okay? First thing is, we're going to plant this planter here. We're going to start off with our fertilizer. We're going to use a time-release fertilizer so we're not having to mix. We're using one called Dynamite, which will feed for up to 9 months. Then on our Soil Moist here, and remember, too much is not a good thing. So we use it sparingly. We put a little bit of Soil Moist in the bottom of the plant right here, bottom of the planter here. We're going to come in and plant like this. We're using a juncus, a spiral juncus right here. We're using some gazanias in the back of this. This is the design that Darlene came up with. People in the shop here know who Darlene is. We're using one of our sun patients. Looks like a New Guinea patient, but it can take sun, a lot of sun if you want to. So it's going to be going right here in the front of this planter. We're using a little bit of coleus here. Coleus that's suitable for the sun. We plant it right there. And I think that's all we needed. Now we're going to come back in and backfill with the soil. Remember, our Soil Moist is already mixed in the soil. So we're going to mix in like this. Don't use the Soil Moist in the top 2 to 3 inches of the container. Don't use it on top of the soil. We've had customers come in and say they got jello in their yard. Well, this is meant to be down at the root and make the roots system migrate towards the Soil Moist. So we're going to plant up like this. We're not going to be perfect today. Just kind of give you an idea of what to do. So there we have it. Now we're going to water the plant in. It's not going to be a lifesaver, but it will cut down on the amount of water we have to do if there's that one day that we get in there late or we have to get it the next morning. There we are using it like that. On this planter, we're going to show you if you already have a planter that you've already got in the yard. We come in and we round a hole out. And I'm using my Sharpie here. I might use a screwdriver or something. And sprinkle a little bit down in there, making sure that there's none up on top of the soil, and we'll pinch it closed back like that. Come in like this, round it out so it's about 4 or 5 inches down in there, a little bit. Don't think too much, because they can push a plant out of the soil if you use too much. Come over here like this, probably on our on our sun patient, because it will demand more water. Right there. Soil Moist, pinch it in there like this, and we know that's going to save us some time when we can't get to it. So we take a hanging basket here. You know how those hanging baskets can be when it gets hot. Same thing. Just going to come in, bottom, go about 3 inches, 4 inches in there. Make sure it goes down in there. Pinch it shut. Here. Same thing there. Now we know this will help us on our watering. It's plus 90 degrees here in Alabama right now. And I Well, you don't want to get out there and water, and we don't either. So this is how we save on our watering. We could do it on shrub beds. We'd probably go a little deeper if we had some roses and flowering shrubs. Maybe get the shovel handle, go down about 8 to 10 inches in the soil, put a little like that, close it back up. Too much is not a good thing, and not in the top 2 or 3 inches or on top of the soil. Thank you.